My name's Roy Ballentine. I run a cafe in Shoreditch. I make sandwiches and sell coffees to people. And I meet exceptional people with exceptional ideas and exceptional organizations. And I've got a passport. But I'm not really comfortable. I'm kind of daunted coming here today to speak to a whole bunch of people. I'd much rather be speaking to customers. I hadn't thought, but I do realize it's kind of dangerous being between an audience of lots of people and cake. This is it. This is my passport. It's a counter. The counter separates us, but it also creates an informal space for us to exchange ideas and talk. And my job as a business is to make the customer feel welcome, to make eye contact, to smile, essentially just good customer service. But I noticed that it created an atmosphere where the customer felt good about where they were and what they were talking, and that enabled us to have a dynamic where it was easy to talk to each other. I noticed, as a result of my passport, that people, by and large, are good, and that they reflect the same set of beliefs and values that I have in manners and good behavior. And it sort of was a self-help group for me, to know that other people out there who believe in the common good and the common humanity of other people makes it easy for me to carry my own beliefs. I don't wander up Oxford Street and feel like I'm the only person that gives a shit about manners. But I also noticed going forward that the manners and values weren't particular to one set of customers. It didn't matter about sexual orientation or nation or age or creed or anything. And I realized then that was why this is a passport, because I got to learn about people and I got to learn about ideas, and I was able to interact and join in with them and experience life and humanity. I also learned, by contrast, the wrong that other organizations are doing out there, and that there's terrible and very, very impersonal, bad service. I hate when I hear of a council or an organization who's got a customer, a ratepayer, I forget, council tax it's called now, that they just, a customer of 15 years that they treat with disdain, or fine them, or treat them like some sort of number that doesn't matter. And I think it would serve those organizations well to treat people as individuals, to allow them to come back into it, to give feedback. And I think, and also if they treat their own employees within that organization, that they will respond in many, many other ways and create their own networks and put good back in. And I believe that that's why and how we can exchange ideas and make all of these wonderful ideas that we're listening to today achieve some sort of reality. My passport takes me around London, and I meet customers and friends everywhere. And again, as you know, different backgrounds, ages, sexes, you name it, I get to meet them all. And there's always a nice human joy when we do it. It also enables me to go places. Last week, for instance, I have customers and neighbours. Tim and Vicky got married, and I was central to that happening. And I got to witness their families come together, and I was part of the joy that was central to that event. I also got to make the breakfast for the bride and the bridesmaids. They came down to the cafe, and they were all dressed in white sort of gowns, fully made up at like 9 o'clock in the morning, with sequined names and stuff like that. And I thought I'd wandered into like some sort of East Coast rap video. But the joy was there, and I was central to it and was made to feel part of it. And I think that's the wider point. But it's also taken me into the role as a hub in a community. I find that the cafe and me running the cafe I get to hold on to the ideas and pass them out to people and to introduce them together and so that we can create and become a community. We decided in where we are in the street that the cafe is, that we were going to have our own Olympic opening party, and we got a projector and put it onto an adjacent building. And I was very happy to see, and I would like to thank Danny Boyle for the themes of that opening ceremony, because it was all about individuals and networks and community and people. It wasn't about government, it wasn't about national organizations. It was about us. And we, albeit drunkenly, understood the themes that was being evident, and it mattered very much to us, and we realized that we had done something that he was speaking about within that. But I think the example of where my passport takes me is probably the most poignant example. Is I ran a cafe in Clerkenwell, and I had a man come in who stopped for coffee one morning, and he wasn't a usual customer, and he left and he said thank you, and he said he enjoyed the space. And a while after an hour, he came back and he brought two younger, a man and a woman, and they sat and they had coffee and they talked as normal customers do. And as they were leaving, they said thanks to me, that they had met there to commemorate his wife and their mother. She had died, and they were there in my space to create, to remember her. And they said thanks to me. I said thanks to them for the depth and how honored I was that they would have chosen to do that where I was. I think we all need to find a passport that takes us into other people. Life is disparate, and we're separated, and we can get on the tube and we can go home and we can do our job, and we don't have to talk to anybody on the way. I think that denigrates us as humans, and that we should be looking for the opportunity to say hello to each other, to smile, to talk, find a counter, talk to the taxi driver, talk to the girls on the checkouts, or the people on the checkouts. They're great fun. They smile. They have a laugh. It doesn't matter. You can make any comment. But you've no idea of the shit that I talk to them. But the reason I came today, and I suppose what my message is that, and the reason as I say, and I'm uncomfortable with this, but the reason I wanted to do it is I get sustenance as a result of my customers telling me that there are good people around. So I like my customers to know that they're the same as each other, from every background and every division and distinction you can understand, and so that they will get succor from it. And I want you to have the same message, to know that you're all people with beliefs, and your belief in the common good is what will take us forward and what will set us apart. I'd like to ask you, what is your passport and how are you going to use it? Thank you very much.